Hi, we have some dry ice left over from Charlie's birthday, and I have a glass with some warm water in it. Dry ice is solid carbon dioxide, and when it gets warm, it changes from a solid to a gas. I'm going to take some pieces of the dry ice and put them in the warm water to make it change to a gas faster, and watch what happens. And also watch what happens to the cup, because when it gets cold it changes color. It'll take a little while for it to change color. The smoke that you see coming out is really not carbon dioxide, but it's water vapor. It looks pretty much like a magic show, doesn't it? It looks like kind of spooky. And as the water is getting colder, the dry ice, as it goes from a solid to a gas, absorbs heat from the water, making the water colder, and eventually the water will get cold enough to change the color of this cup. It's kind of a fancy cup, and it should get changed to a different color. Takes a little while. It still feels warm. The water in the cup was pretty warm to begin with. When dry ice goes from a solid to a gas, the process is called sublimation. And it's called dry ice because it doesn't melt like regular ice. It goes directly from a solid to a gas. And if there's no water in the air, if you put dry ice on a table, it would just eventually disappear with not a trace of any liquid. But if you do that in a room that has some water vapor in the air, which is the usual case, the dry ice will condense some of the water in the air, and you might see a little puddle. And that's really a puddle of water, liquid water, rather than liquid carbon dioxide. It's possible to get liquid carbon dioxide if you put dry ice under pressure. Now the water in this glass is starting to get a little bit cool. Not too cool yet, but it's getting there. Maybe I'll speed things along by putting a little more dry ice in. Oh, it's going like crazy now. My grandson Charlie, he likes to do this kind of thing. I was using the dry ice for some experiments during his birthday party yesterday, and the children seem to enjoy seeing the neat things you can do with dry ice. So it looks like it's boiling, but actually it's very cold, and the bubbles you see are the gaseous, or you hear, are the gaseous carbon dioxide as the solid changes to a gas and the gas bubbles up. You can use dry ice, the gas coming off dry ice, to put out a candle. I did that at the birthday party. Sometime I'll make a video to show you how that's done. It's a lot of fun. Dry ice is a lot of fun. Its temperature, the temperature which it goes from a solid to a gas, I think is 109 degrees below zero Fahrenheit. 109 degrees below zero Fahrenheit. You don't want to touch a piece of dry ice with your hand and hold it real tight. It'll freeze the skin on your fingers and you can get hurt pretty bad. So you want to make sure you don't do that. The water is slowly getting colder, and you can see where the dry ice is hitting the glass. It's turning colors, but it's taking a long time, longer than I thought it would. Let me take another few pieces of dry ice and put them in. Speed it along even more so we can get this thing to turn green. This particular cup I got at a job fair, and when you put ice cubes or ice water in the cup turns green where it's cold. But evidently it's still not cold enough to do that. But it should get cold enough before too long. I look like the mad scientist, don't I, with this bubbling gas coming out. My grandson Charlie, he enjoys doing things with dry ice and doing experiments. We have a lot of fun together doing those things. He likes to watch videos too and make videos. You can watch them on YouTube if you like. And now you can see that the cup is getting green as it gets colder and colder. This morning we did a little experiment. We took a test tube full of liquid water and put it in a styrofoam cup filled with dry ice, and after a short time it turned to a solid, because the temperature at which water goes from a solid, from a liquid to a solid, is 0 degrees Celsius or 32 degrees Fahrenheit, and dry ice is much colder than that, so it easily freezes water. And now you can see that the cup is getting nice and green. And that's the story of putting dry ice into liquid water and getting this nice effect. The reason the gas, the white smoke, seems to come down is because the carbon dioxide is a heavy gas and it tends to fall down. It's heavier than air and it tends to fall down. Okay, thank you for listening to my description of what goes on when dry ice goes into water. I hope you enjoy it. Have a good day.